On this week's political figure episode, we've got the only bingo no one wanted to yell. Dan Bingo. No, that ain't right. Dan Bongino. Bongino, I don't know, some stupid fucking name. Anyway, Daniel John Bongino was born December 4th, 1974 in Queens, New York. He went to an all-male Catholic school in Queens where the nuns either beat him too much or not enough. The jury's still kind of out on that, but he definitely probably did some gay stuff because, you know, these people, they always did. Then he went to Queens College where he got a degree in psychology and then went to Pennsylvania State University to get an MBA in, I don't know, business, I guess. And then because he's a born douchebag, he got a career in douchebaggery. Sorry, law enforcement. Then in 1999, he got the opportunity to join the SS and he was super excited till he found out it meant Secret Service, but he figured he'd give it a try anyway. In 2006, under the finger-painting George Bush, he was assigned to the Presidential Protection Detail, a position he'd stay in until 2011, where he spent the majority of his last couple years eavesdropping on a black guy to try and make himself relevant. Then in 2011, he left the Secret Service, convinced that his experience being a glorified security guard who couldn't mind his own business was a great qualification to run for Senate. In 2012, he ran for Senate in Maryland, where his entire campaign was basically just him bragging about how he overheard super secret conversations from Barack Obama because he was a super secret service agent, and he lost in a landslide. And even the Secret Service denounced him. They're like, dude, you're kind of a piece of shit for using your position as a Secret Service agent and your proximity to Barack Obama, pretending to have super secret information as a, you know, qualification for Senate when you have no business being a senator. You know you suck as a person when even other cops are like, that's some douche moves right there, bro. Undeterred but lowering his sights just a little bit, he ran for the U.S. House of Representatives in Maryland's 6th District in 2014, where he lost again. Dude is just really genuinely a fucking loser. But undeterred, he moved to the place where even losers can be winners, Florida. There he tried running for the Republican nomination for a U.S. House seat again, at one point going on a profanity-fueled rant against a reporter who asked him questions. Literally, the reporter just asked about another report that had claimed he was dishonest, and he, like, lost his fucking shit. Anyway, this time he came in, like, third in just the nomination race. Didn't even make it to the general race to be a loser. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Stuff down there on the bottom, right there. It's been there for a while, and it's just ignoring me. You know, kind of like all the voters in every race that John Bongino ran for. Anyway, after realizing that the only vote he'd ever likely win was probably being voted most likely that the person he was talking to would suddenly remember they left their oven on at home and really had to go, he decided to go to the place that all losers eventually end up, Fox News. He spent his time being a guest host or guest on any crappy conservative show that needed airspace filled before eventually starting his own show, which is just a ripoff of the Drudge Report called the Bongino Report. Bongino, you know, whatever the fuck his name is. God, these people make me drink a lot. I gotta remember to hydrate. Then got signed as a radio host to replace Rush Limbaugh after that piece of shit decided to stop plaguing us with his presence. Also got a gig doing some more shit on Fox News, and then he, like, was really publicly supporting traitors who tried to overthrow the Capitol on January 6th, so he got banned on Twitter, and then he spread a bunch of medical misinformation about masks, so then he got banned on YouTube, and then YouTube permanently banned him because he tried to, like, trick the system into unbanning his account before it was supposed to be unbanned. And then the dude is such a fucking loser, he got fired from Cumulus Radio, the Rush Limbaugh radio company, for not complying with their COVID vaccine mandate. Do you know how much you have to suck to get fired from the place that gave the world Rush Limbaugh? What's even worse is this disingenuous motherfucker is vaccinated specifically because his doctor told him, yeah, you should probably get vaccinated. See, conservatives, this is why we call you dumb motherfuckers, because even the people who are telling you that you shouldn't do the things are doing the things because they are just exploiting you. See, they themselves never bought into any of the stupid conspiracy shit they were selling you, they just knew you were dumb enough to buy it. Also, his little spat with Cumulus about the vaccine mandate that he had already complied with was likely just a ploy to try to elevate his career. It's literally the only reason he did that. Anyway, in addition to being a total loser, he also doesn't believe in the Department of Justice and accused them of attempting a coup against Donald Trump because they were investigating Donald Trump's attempted coup. Seriously cannot make this shit up. Also, in multiple interviews, when asked about his goals or aspirations, he has said his entire life is exclusively about owning the libs. That's all. Not about his career, not about his wife and kids, you know, fuck those guys. Nope, owning the libs. That's it. Which is kind of an oxymoron, right? Because if you've made that your entire life and personality, you are so pathetic, you've already self-owned to the point you can't own anybody else. Because, like, when you own somebody, it has to come sort of naturally, you know? It just has to happen. And if you're trying to make that happen, and that's what you're devoting your life to, It's just not happening. Even when you think it happens, it didn't happen. It just means that you are sad and pathetic, and too sad and pathetic to realize how sad and pathetic you are. And all I know is that there is a woman who spends a lot of time with her showerhead because she made the mistake of marrying you. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering, why are you telling me this pathetic loser's story? He's not a political figure. He's never won a political race in his entire life because, he's a pathetic loser. And you would be right, but I'm telling you because all of the qualifications I just listed off meant that he was the only logical choice for Donald Trump's deputy director of the FBI. Yeah. The guy whose only real relevant qualification for this job was being the Paul Blart of Pennsylvania Avenue is now second in command of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And I would like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not, because this is just par for the course that Donald Trump somehow spends most of his time wasting taxpayers' money golfing on, and yet somehow still not enough time spending there so he's not ruining the world. But hey, I get it. You can't build a Reich without some really dumb loyalists. Yeah.